I think that the Yamaha TW200 is the perfect learner's bike for many reasons. The first reason is that the motorcycle is really tough. It's got heaps of guards over everything. So if you do end up dropping it, which is quite common for a learner, you're not going to end up damaging any parts or breaking any parts, which is a big positive. And also, parts are really cheap and easy to come by. So if you do end up breaking any parts, it's not going to be a hassle to get a new one. The next reason is that the motorcycle is really easy to ride. It's pretty lightweight, it's not super fast, and it does not have too much power. So you're going to feel quite confident on this motorcycle, and it's pretty hard to get into a bad situation. It's got a 5-speed manual transmission, and the gears are very down low, so it feels really torquey and it's got plenty of pull up to 90 k's an hour. So when you're riding this motorcycle, it's going to feel like you're going quite fast, but in reality you're not. So that's pretty good for a learner. It makes it really fun. There's the old saying which goes, it's much more fun to ride a slow bike fast than to ride a fast bike slow. And from my riding experience, I can tell you that this old quote is very true. The Yamaha TW200 is an extremely fun bike to ride. I highly doubt you'll get bored on this motorcycle because of the amount of places you can actually ride. You can take it up into the ranges, you can take it along the beach, you can take it along dirt or gravel paths, and it still handles really nicely on the roads, and you can hit the twisties pretty hard. I remember at one stage I was riding along Spurs Road, which has some pretty tight turns, and I caught up to a guy on a Ninja 250 and passed him, and he seemed pretty barred up because he sees this guy on a big fat ass Yamaha TW200 overtake him, and that's because this motorcycle can still handle the twisties really well. It's easy to lean into the corners because it's lightweight and it's got a massive radius on the tyres, and the tyres are super grippy. This motorcycle is also extremely reliable. It's got the same engine from the 1970s, and they got it perfect the first time. So I didn't change anything because there's no point fixing something that isn't broken. So this engine is well proven, and there's plenty of parts available because of its age. This motorcycle has only got 25,000 k's on it, but still it's had nothing go wrong with it, so that just proves that it's quite a reliable little motorcycle. And when you're a learner, you don't want to be mucking around fixing motorcycles. You want to be out on the roads and riding it and enjoying the motorcycle. So I can guarantee that if you buy a Yamaha TW200 as a first motorcycle, you're going to really enjoy it because you're going to be spending more time out on the roads or in the dirt paths than you're going to be spending in the garage fixing it. No learner really wants to do that. And there's nothing fun about riding and then worrying the whole time about, oh, is it going to break down, is it going to break down? It's not fun at all. So with one of these things, you have guaranteed reliability. It's really easy to take off road. As you can see, I'm taking it down this gravel path here and going about 50 to 60 k's an hour, and it's got no problems. It just glides over the dirt, glides over the stones, doesn't get all packed down, doesn't skid around. It's ideal. I've taken this bike on the beach and up into the ranges, and it was just fantastic. Super grippy and lightweight, so you can get yourself out of difficult situations pretty easily. If anybody can tell me what this massive thing made out of steel is, put it down in the comments, because I've got no idea what the fuck that is. Does anybody know what that thing is? Another reason why this motorcycle is perfect for a learner is that it's got a pretty low seat height, so you can flat foot both feet when you're stopped at traffic lights or intersections, so you're not going to worry about it tipping over. I find that having a high seat height doesn't really matter as long as you can put your foot down, but for a learner it's heaps less intimidating to be able to put both your feet flat down on the ground, despite what Cycle Cruiser says. As you can see, as I go up this hill, this motorcycle is really torquey and it just handles hills really easily, especially compared to other 200s I've ridden. I can tell you that if you buy a Yamaha TW200, you're never going to get bored. You can go places that you shouldn't really be going, like I'm doing right now. And the last thing is that you get really good fuel consumption on this motorcycle. Here in New Zealand, with the fuel prices about $2.05 for 98 octane fuel, it's going to cost about $14 to fill up the tank. And with that $14 fill up, I would say you can probably get around 120 Ks maybe, so that's pretty amazing. So if you buy one of these motorcycles, you're not going to be worrying about the cost of getting fuel. So overall, it's a pretty cheap motorcycle to run, and insurance is going to be really cheap too, because it's a dual sport, and insurance companies know that the amount of crashes that these motorcycles have is much lower compared to sport bikes or anything similar to that. So if you're a learner and you're looking to get into motorcycling, I think that the perfect learner's bike is a Yamaha TW200. A few supermotos going past over there. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.